I'm about to reveal 5 tips that no one tells you that can help you actually nail your interview. Let's start with tip number 1. Research the job and research the place. What I mean here by research the job is don't just go on the website of the company and type in the company name and look at who's there, what they do. I mean, do more in-depth work. Search for who is the leader, who is the team like, what's the place like. I actually like to tell people, go and visit the place. The more you're familiar with the place, the less it's going to be complicated for you to find your way around. The more you're going to be more calm when you get there, because we all have a tendency to feel panicked and stressed whenever we're in a new environment. So you doing a research and actually showing up to the workplace where you're going to do your interview is going to be better for you. And I know because of COVID as well, you don't have just to go to the place. Sometimes it's getting to know what are the technology that they use, because now interviews happen online. So do your research. Make sure that you're not just looking into the job description, but moreover that you're looking at the company and the job holistically. Tip number 2 is do not dress to impress, but dress to fit the culture. Now, here's the thing. You might have heard that for every job interview, you need to dress to impress, but that's not absolutely true. You don't necessarily have to wear, a dress if you're going to go for a job that requires you to be in the gym and running. You have to make sure that you know absolutely what the job you're doing is going to be about. If your job is one that requires you to work at the bank, for instance, it would be absurd if you went in your jean and looking as if it was all casual. So don't just work to impress. Just make sure that you actually are fitting in the culture of the organization. I've seen many people go for interviews where they're supposed to be, for instance, IT engineers, and they come in, blazers and dress as if they're going for a bank. And sometimes the interviewer being afraid that the person who's coming for an interview does not understand exactly what the job is about. So I would just say make sure that you are dressing to fit the culture of the company where you're going to be interviewed. Tip number 3, when you get in the interview process, I want you to think about it as if it is going to be a networking opportunity. Interviewing is not more than that. It's an opportunity for you to get to know the job, to get to know the people who work with you on a daily basis, people who manage you, the HR team, etc. So I like it when you think about an interview as a networking opportunity, because already it's going to make you feel less stress. Imagine a situation where you would have to go, for instance, for an networking event, and you want to meet people, exchange your card, tell them about you, learn about them, and kind of have a relationship where you're exchanging information. When you look at interview as that, I'm telling you, it's going to make you feel more empowered. You won't feel more stressed that if you fail or not fail, it's not going to work in your favor. If you fail, fine. You would have gotten to know people, and you would have gotten to share from the deepest of your heart what you are about, the values you stand for, how you do the job. And who knows, maybe if you guys meet outside the workplace, you will have gained new relations. So I like to think that if you take interviewing as a networking opportunity, that is something that is going to make you thrive during your interview. Tip number 4. When you are in an interview, you've started networking, everything is going well, you need now to always have a thought-provoking question. Now, I know some candidates when they're in the room and you ask them, do you have any question for us? And they tell you, oh, what is the salary for this range? That's not the right thing. You want to ask the team that's interviewing you a question that is going to blow their mind. And you could ask a question like, what is success in this role look like? That is a question that is going to make the panel pause and reflect on what are we actually looking in this role, and by the team sharing with you what they would expect in this role, it's going really to help you forecast and see yourself in the role and know what is expected of you, either in the short run or in the long run. Tip number 5. You know you are nailing your interview when you're networking and you see that an interviewer are interested in getting to know what you are about and who you are. A red flag is the shorter the interview, that's a sign that you are absolutely not going to be retained. I've rarely seen a candidate that walks in a room and the panel say about 5 minutes in the panel, like, you know what, we thank you for your time, this is it. So make sure that you hold space and time so that the interview can be the longest possible. That would mean you're doing a great job at networking. It would mean that you are actually driving the interest of the interviewer. So those are the 5 tips I had for you to nail your interview. If you have other comments or questions about how to nail your interview, or you have a subject that you would like for me to talk about, I'd like you as well to leave it in the chat box. Until then, keep going, keep growing. You got this.